vengeance.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new video. Today, we're doing something different. Today, I'm gonna go ahead and do something that I don't think anyone has ever done before. Well, maybe they have. But today, I'm going to be reviewing reviews for The Batman. As you guys may or may not know, The Batman is a movie that I have been very, very excited for the past 3 years, maybe? Should be around there. People have been waiting to see what it's gonna be like, obviously, because we'd want to know if the movie is good or not. People have watched the film over the past week, and before of its release date, which is just in 2 days' time for me, they have lifted the review embargo. So all the reviews are flooding in, and we're gonna find out how the movie is doing exactly. But sometimes critics don't exactly know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. So it's time for me, a cinephile and a Batman fanatic, to go ahead, tell these guys that they're wrong. Without further ado, let's proceed. All right, so The Batman. Look at the home page. 8.8 out of 10 IMDb, 87% Rotten Tomatoes, 73% Metacritic. All phenomenal ratings. Initially, Rotten Tomatoes was at a 96% when reviews were first in, but now it's gone down to 87, which I believe that it's going to go back up. More people watch it, there's going to be more reviews. But the main thing I'm going to focus on is Rotten Tomatoes. Now, I had a bit of a dispute with a friend of mine recently. I told him, as a cinephile, as a movie enthusiast, I told him that Rotten Tomatoes is not always trustable. I told him that RT is probably not the best way to see if a movie is good or not. And I'll tell you why. Let's take a look at this. 87% tomato meter. Yeah, which means it's apparently fresh. It's rated fresh. It's good. It's really nice. These are all top critics, all right? Very, very top critics, as in they have a reputation. Start off with the good ones. Glenn Weldon. What it does do quite effectively is tell a solid Batman story with the most soulful and vulnerable Batman to ever grace the big screen, and that much, at least, is new. Okay, nice, thank you. Christy Lemire, or Lemire, I don't know how you say those names. In Matt Reeves' confident hands, everything is breathtakingly alive and new. Okay, so Dana Stevens says something quite interesting. I left it still humming that Nirvana song and wondering what this messed up new Bruce Wayne, cape streaming moodily behind him as he rode away on his bat motorcycle, would get up to next. That's a good review, obviously, because they all rated it fresh. And then here we go to Stephanie Zacharek, I think. Zacharek? It has to be Zacharek, right? The Batman emerges from a movie universe, now becoming ubiquitous, where a phony funereal worldview is the only thing that can confer depth. I feel like at this point she has no idea what she's talking about, because first of all, the Batman emerges from a movie universe. It doesn't. She's under the assumption that this Batman film follows the same DCEU with Batfleck, with Ben Affleck as the Batman, with Henry Cavill as Superman, and all those Wonder Woman films and those Aquaman films. This is an entirely separate universe. This is on its own. So it's not emerging from any universe. It's its own individual Battinson verse. Maybe. Battinson verse. Sounds kind of nice. So I don't see the point here that you're trying to make, Stephanie, because it's completely inaccurate. I understand what you're saying, but that first point itself is incorrect because you are not aware of the film itself. I think she may just have watched it because it's a Batman film, and she might not have known what the film consists of. What are its actual lore behind it? What does it contain? She's completely unaware. Richard Lawson. The reality is that there is probably nothing truly novel to be done with Batman at this point. Try as Reeves and his co-screenwriter Peter Craig might, they can't squeeze much higher meaning blood out of a fatally depleted stone. Now let me tell you something about this. I feel like a lot of people are having this tiny issue with a character like Batman. So their argument is that Batman has been films of Batman has been going on, so starting from Adam West, the TV show, then going on to 1989, the actual Batman movie, and then coming up all the way to our Matt Reeves Batman. He's saying we've had a lot of Batmans. We've done Batman so many times. So what is there new about it? Let me tell you something right here, Mr. Richard Lawson. You, I doubt, know anything about Batman because for a fact you are not aware of the fact that Batman has never been a detective in any of these films. Never, not once, has he been shown his detective side. When? Where? Sure, maybe a scene or two might have been shown the fact that he's doing some detective work, but this entire film is about Matt Reeves explaining his vision of Robert Pattinson, aka Bruce Wayne, in year 2, a very moody, a very egoistic, not egoistic, but I mean, yeah, egoistic, yes, that's the correct term, I'd say, is a Batman who's truly broken, who has gone into exile. He has no idea what to do with his life. His second year as being Batman, he's making mistakes. He's so much rage he has. He's trying to convey and, just take all that rage he has of the people who killed his parents and put it onto people in the streets who shouldn't be doing these crimes. That's what Batman is. That's what Batman at this point of his career is doing. So that has never been explored before in a live action sense. Sure, there have been animated films. Year 1 exists. Year 2 actually I think also exists. I'm not entirely sure, but it's never been done live action, and that's something that these people need to understand. There's a lot to do with Batman. There are different iterations to Batman, different comic universes, and all of them have a unique standpoint. And to think that actually Matt Reeves was inspired by The Long Halloween, by Dark Victory, by Ego, by how many more? There's too many comics that he's been inspired, and they don't know this. They are not aware of this. Christy Puchko. Imagine if David Fincher made a Batman movie, but it was censored to air on televisions at Walmart. I'm telling you, this film is a noir film. It's supposed to be dark. David Fincher with his Fight Club, with his Zodiac, with his Seven. No, these films are meant to be dark and broody and moody and whatever thing you can, grotesque even. That is what Batman is. I feel like Batman has been watered down all these years just so that they can fit the children. Batman can be taught to children, can be exposed to children. But in reality, that is not the case. Batman is not a comedic character who says funny stuff like, I'm Batman, all the time, and has a weird throat cancer voice. I'm Batman. It's not the case. I don't understand why people think this. It's a good thing that Batman is very, very dark. He's very, very violent. That's a good thing. That's because that is what Batman is. That is what the nature of his character is. That is what is defined as Batman. So this Mick LaSalle, from start to finish, the Batman is mostly just a collection of bad ideas. I mean, you could care to elaborate. I mean, what are you saying, brother? I want to see what this means. So what are you talking about here? Terrain is crowded. Okay, as if any Gotham City is not. He plays the entire movie in one long note of anguish and misery. He doesn't smile once. Again, if he doesn't smile once, that just means he's doing his job. Batman doesn't smile. What do you think Batman is? Batman isn't Superman or Barry Allen. He doesn't go around walking to people and laughing at them. He's a broken man. He's led a sorrowful life. He's not supposed to be smiling. That is not who Bruce Wayne is. Bruce Wayne doesn't smile. Bruce Wayne is a broken, tired, malnourished, not malnourished, he's buff as hell. But the point is, he's not a fun man. He's not supposed to be someone you look up to and be like, hey, that's a fun guy. No, he's supposed to be dark. You're supposed to hate him. You're supposed to be like, yo, that guy's such a dick. Yo, that guy, he's so repulsive. What's wrong with him? That is what Batman is supposed to be like. That is whatever you're saying he shouldn't be is exactly what he is and what he should be. Like, it's exactly the opposite. So I feel like whoever reviewed this, so Mr. Mick LaSalle, you clearly don't understand what Batman is about or who Batman is. Because big, mopey, stiff, that is what Batman is defined as. Please, guys. While obviously the film will have flaws, which movie won't have a flaw? Tell me. Every single film has a flaw. I would know. I know that nothing in this world is perfect, and neither is the film Batman. It isn't, yes. But you can't be giving me these bullshit excuses for this. Like, you're bringing down the ratings of a film because you think a Batman movie is supposed to be jolly and you should be laughing at the jokes that Joker makes. While in reality, the jokes that Joker makes are supposed to be like the 2019 film Joker. They're supposed to be dark. They're supposed to be misogynistic. They're supposed to be... That's what the idea of Joker is. You know, and that's similar. That's exactly what Batman is supposed to be. A very dark... something that not everyone will like, which is kind of why I love the Batman, is because of his dark nature, in contrast to my personality, which is not as dark as he is. And so with that being said, that is my demolishment of people's terrible reviews for the Batman. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want me to do more of these, then I surely can. I can roast people as long as you want. I got the energy. I do that at work anyway.